10.
Thank you, Mr. President. With great pleasure, Senators, that I relate to you that we have come to a very good agreement on House Bill 810, which relates to certain investigational stem cell treatments for patients with severe chronic illnesses or terminal illnesses. Members, House Bill 810 by Tan Parker passed the House General Calendar and unanimously was referred to Senator Swartner's Committee on Health and Human Services. The committee voted the bill out 9-0 after doing some work on 2 amendments that you'll see here shortly. 810 will continue the work that we started last session. In late last session, we passed the Andrea Sloan Right to Try bill, which was House Bill 21 at the time, which allowed compassionate use that allowed terminally ill patients access to drugs that were past the phase 1 point in their FDA clinical trial phase, but not yet approved for human use on, these are phase 2 and 3 drugs. I want to tell you that there's been great success with that program in Houston. Senator Garcia, we have about 80 patients on the Right to Try medicine right now in just one clinic alone, and the good news is that they all had terminal diagnosis, but they're still here with us. I think that there's going to be a tremendous explosion in the number of patients served in the state of Texas by doing adult stem cell research, and this bill basically frees that up to give us the success that we had. And I think I see Jennifer and Tracy, who were with us at the Health and Human Services hearing. Those ladies have 18 years and 13 years combined fighting MS, sitting next to Representative Rick Hardcastle, who Lord knows has how many years. Only Senator Whitmire, Dean Whitmire, has more years than Rick Hardcastle, in service. But they have been fighting MS, and through the use of adult stem cells, their own stem cells. You can see, and why don't you stand up and wave to the crowd, because I want to show you how spry you ladies are at this point, okay? And that their therapies are working. And I just want to speak from the heart here today. House Bill 810.
Senator Uristi, for what purpose?
Will the gentleman yield for a few questions,
Senator
please?
Bettencourt, do you yield?
Absolutely.
Senator yields.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Bettencourt, I know you've put a lot of work into this bill, and it's come before Senator Swartner's Committee, the Health and Human Services Committee, and my dear friend Representative Hardcastle is up there as well. And the testimony I would submit to you, members, was compelling. But nonetheless, this bill still is somewhat a leap of faith, if you will. And there were 2 amendments that were offered in the committee, I think it was last week, when we voted on this bill. And I thought they were very good amendments. Senator Van Taylor had an amendment, and I believe Senator Watson.
Well, Senator Watson helped, but Senator Swartner will have the other amendment.
I beg your pardon, had the other amendment. And that was what made me more comfortable with the bill, and the reason I voted aye and the bill passed, as you know, unanimously out of the committee. And so my question to you, 1, first of all, thank you for the work you've done on this bill. And 2, is it your intent to keep those 2 amendments on as this bill goes?
It is absolutely my intent to keep those 2 amendments on when we go through conference. Senator Taylor and I will talk about the amendment. 1, we are using a reference to a federal statute that may be substituted out for the exact language of the statute in conference, because we haven't had time to get that far with it. But Senator Swartner's amendment on liability is a must, because these providers have to be held liable in the case that they make a mistake. But more importantly, the review boards that we're setting up, the institutional review board oversight in Senator Taylor's amendment makes the bill much stronger. And I think it's going to be a great model for both hospital, institutional review boards, as well as medical review boards in the area.
Okay, and that's good to know. And again, I don't want to speak for the other members on the committee, but I think most of us voted to move this bill forward, knowing those 2 amendments were going to go on and would stay on. So thank you very much, and thank you for your hard work, Senator.
No, and thank you for taking the leap of faith, too, Senator Uristi.